So we'll go down on our back to start, and then we'll slowly make our way up. Get our bodies moving a little bit so we don't get into that sleepy stage for the rest of the day. So as you come down, just take a big stretch overhead. Fingers to toes. Oh, good stuff. If you have pets, that's like the first thing they do is they do their big down dog and their cat stretch when they get up. Guess that's why it's named, those poses are named the way they are. And then you can take your palms to the sky alongside your body, a little bit away from your body comfortably. Or if it's better for you to stack them on your belly, that's fine too. Some nice deep breaths settling in. And before you get completely settled, do a full body squeeze. So just curl up the toes, squeeze the leg muscles all the way up to the hips, pull the belly button in, tighten your fists, scrunch up your face, tighten up your jaw. Squeeze everything you've got a little bit tighter. Inhale, exhale, and let go. Good. That helps to move the relaxation process on a little bit faster. Taking some nice deep breaths in and out. Let your body get heavy. Then feel the points that are touching the mat. Becoming aware if one side feels a little different than the other, right to left, or maybe top half, bottom half. And look for any areas that might need special attention this morning. Any areas that are a little bit tense, perhaps, apprehensive. And begin to place your focus on the breath. Becoming aware of where the breath is going as it enters the body. Being aware of the exhale. Is it even with the inhale? If they're not even, the breath isn't going any further than the lungs, they're taking a little bit more air, and then even the amount of air going in with the amount of air going out in your exhales. I'm just going to shave off the ends of the breath each phase. So where the breath might trail off a little bit, see if you can just stop it a little sooner and go right into the next phase. So the inhale and the exhale aren't drawn out. An example is when you're doing a brisk walk, the breath is a little bit more short, purposeful. Little by little, drawing the breath into the belly a little deeper. You can visualize yourself filling up from the top of the hip bones all the way up to the shoulders. Sometimes that seems like a long distance. Just get the feeling of the breath floating up that way and then emptying out the opposite direction. Just a good visual to have. You can even make your breath your favorite color. Breath is going in all directions. You feel the side bodies expanding as well as the front and the back sides. As you get deeper into this pattern of breath, you might get some thoughts bubbling up, some sensations, some feelings. Just notice what's happening. And do what you can to acknowledge them and see if you can just set them aside or let them bubble up and out. And if not, just sit with them for a few breaths. Sometimes breathing holes into the feelings or the thoughts will help to weaken them. As best you can, continue with this beautiful breath pattern that you've established and slide your feet flat to the mat. We'll start with our pelvic tilts first to prep for our bridge pose. So we'll just press our low back into the mat by applying pressure to the bottoms of the feet and then releasing by softening the pressure in the feet, letting the hips go back into neutral. And just pressing and relaxing, maybe exhaling as you press, inhale as you relax. We'll do one more. When you get back to center, you can start to rock your knees from side to side, maybe just a quarter of the way or halfway to start. Respectfully waking up the hip area after a long night's rest. Hopefully you had a rest. Then back to center on this one. And let's take one knee at a time into the chest and give the legs a hug. And we can do our circles here, either legs or knees moving in the same direction or opposite direction. Make it feel good for you. Then go in the other direction. Good, and then you can place your feet back on your mat. I'm going to cross the right ankle over the left knee and let the right knee get heavy. You can choose to stay here if you're ready to add a little bit more intensity. Go ahead and lift your left leg up off of the mat, drawing the legs toward the body, and then lower down slowly. Perhaps tap your heel and come back up again. As you notice, the abdominals have to do a little work with this movement, getting the abs involved, and pressing your navel down toward the mat as you come up, squishing the grapes under your back. Don't worry, they're artificial, so they won't make a mess. Press and release. One more. And then release the right leg and cross the left ankle over. Knee is heavy. You can choose to stay here or add this movement to this side. Getting a little stretch through the glute and a little abdominal warm up, so you get a couple things going on here. Exhaling as you draw in. Inhaling as you release. Two more. Feet rest on your mat about hip distance or maybe slightly wider. Toes are spread nice and wide. Feet pressing into the four corners. Slide your shoulder blades under your back and preparing for bridge pose. Arms down by your sides. We're going to press the feet into the mat and then go ahead and lift the hips up. Nice and easy, moving to the pace of the breath and lowering down. On the inhale, if that's comfortable, pressing up on the exhale. Hips come in line with the knees. Perhaps the shoulders, perhaps not that high. Anything lower than that is great. You're pressing up, the knees stay stacked over the ankles. Feel the back side of the body warming up, engaging. Do two more here. Just a little squeeze as you get to the top. And then lower back down. We're going to go a little bit wider with the feet. You might feel the edges of your mat. And back up into your bridge when you're ready. So exhaling and lifting, pressing into the feet. A little wider stance this time. See how that feels? If you feel your shoulders inching up toward your ears, just retuck the shoulder blades down and under. Two more here. Good, and then release back down into the mat. And the last one would be the feet together, knees together, as close as you can comfortably. And then go ahead and press up when you're ready. Exhaling. A little more stretch through the thighs on this one. Inhaling and exhaling. Bless you. Last two here. Get the back side nice and warm, and then we'll go for the front side. Good, rest the hips, hug the knees. Give yourself a little squeeze. Pedal out the legs or circle. Awesome. Okay, we're going to keep the legs up. We'll bring the knees over the hips and our legs are at 90 degrees. Arms reach toward the sky. We're going to go out to the side today. So as the right leg extends out away from the body, open up your arms directly out to the side into a T position. Exhale, close and come back to center. Left leg goes, opening the arms and close. So as you come to center, you can really draw the belly button in, pressing into the floor, the abdominals. Try to keep your neck and shoulders relaxed. Inhale, exhale. Good. Awesome. A little more challenge. I'm going to throw this out there for you. If you'd like, when your arms open up, you can extend both legs and they come to about, we'll call it 45 degrees, and then pull back in. As long as you can keep your back supported. So you're not popping up off your mat too much. Two more. If you're doing one leg at a time still, that's great. Just finish out, even out both sides. And then when you're all done, give the knees a hug. Awesome. In order to come up to a seated position, you can roll to your side and then sit up, or you can rock and roll, holding underneath the legs, getting some momentum, and rocking on the spine to come up. You can rock as many times as you feel you need to, within reason. We only have an hour. All right, seated position. Roll the shoulders back and down, nice and tall. So when you come forward, if you can feel your sits bones, you might come up and over the sits bones, and as you go back, you might feel that little speed bump underneath the glutes, rolling behind. So if you just roll forward and back a little bit, you'll feel that, the bump in the glutes. If you don't feel it, that's okay. It might be hiding in there somewhere. So it's sort of like a little bit of a cat back as you come up. A little bit of a cow feeling anyway. Might not get the complete version of the pose, but good. Next time you drop into your cat back, you can hold there. So just a little rounding of the spine. Then we're going to let go of the knees, and you can just reach forward. If you prefer to stay here, that's good too. And then pick up one foot, and then the other. Good. Arms can stay or go out to the side. Slowly feel the difference. Hold. Use the force. Grab beneath or underneath the legs. A little support, and can you extend them a little higher? And cross at the ankles. Can you hang on and let go? Push your bottom leg up to support your top leg. Good. Hands under the legs again. Switch. Ankles. Push the bottom one up and let go. Diane, my legs are tired. That's cycling. Grab behind the legs. Good, bring them down. And then fold over the knees and just hug the knees. Drop the chin into the chest. Good. Release the knees, bring the hands behind the hips. Fingertips are pointing toward your feet. Bend the elbows a little bit. So rolling back, and then push your heart to the sky, lifting up. A little stretch to the hands, the forearms, and the chest. Walk the legs out straight. Walk the hands forward. Nice and tall. Stay tall. Walk yourself forward fold over the legs. Rounding the spine. You can grab underneath the legs if you're ready for that. Or maybe hang on to the toes. Or just rest the hands on the shins. One more breath here. Walk the hands back. Head comes up. Spine comes tall. Hands go once again behind the hips. Slide your feet in. Choose to go into your tabletop, or you can keep your glutes down. Breathe here. One more breath. Release the hips down. Walk the legs out. And fold forward once again. Letting your head drop, chin toward the chest. Nice deep breath. Feel the back expanding. One last time, walk the hands back. It's a little plank action for your back side. Lift up the heart. Again, you can stay here. You can also stay with bent knees, feet down. We're going to start wide and then we'll go to a more narrow stance. So we can come up into tabletop first, full expression. And if you're interested, walk your toes and heels together, knees together, and then go to a three-legged table. Good. And switch. Awesome. And back to center. Good. Lower the hips down. And now sweep the legs underneath you. Come to hands and knees. Spinal balance to start. Right arm is going to extend forward, left leg back, and hold. Find your balance. Left hand can be flat, or you can make a fist. Stretch out like you're trying to touch the front and back wall. Lift up through the body. On your next exhale, let's draw the knee to the nose, your elbow to the hip. Exhaling nice and deep, and then reaching out, big inhale. Stretch beyond the toes and fingers. Exhale, pull in, draw in, arch the back. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, pull in. There we go. So cat and cow here. Then go ahead and even it out, and then we'll go to our left side for our spinal balance. If your toes are curled under, to get a little bit more control than if they're flat. So let's go right leg back, left arm forward. Once you got your balance, you can start to move, drawing in with the knee and elbow. Inhale, reaching out. Long body. Exhale, pull. Inhale out. Exhale, pull. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. One more. And then back to hands and knees and back to your cat and cow. This time, inhale when you go into your cat. Exhale into your cow. Nice long spine, long front body, long back body. Good. Two more of each. One more. Great. All right, neutral spine. Let's walk the hands forward a bit. Curl the toes under and sit back into your heels gently. You can rock the shoulders side to side. This would be a modified downward dog if you need to take that today. And then come back to center and we'll go into our full downward facing dog. Could also take a dolphin, which is on the forearms. And once you get there, scan the body. Notice what's arising in this pose, and then you can start to pedal the feet if you wish to do so. And then bring the feet to center. Lift up both heels. Walk your hands back a little bit. Push your tailbone really high. Touch the sky with your tailbone. And then slowly lower the heels down. Stay nice and high. Good. And then walk the feet forward a little bit. See if you can walk forward enough to get the heels down. No pressure. If you bend your knees a little bit with your heels down, you'll get a little more action in that back side of the legs, especially through the calves. Good. And then keep walking the feet forward until you can't go any further, and then take the hands back to meet the feet. And then walk the hands over to the right side. And the hips will go with you at first. So you might get a little bend in your left knee. And then we'll take it to the other side. Going as far as you feel comfortable going. We'll bend in the right knee. Come back to center. This time when we go to the right, let's keep our hips as square as we can. So you can start to walk, and you can think about it as pushing your left hip backward as you walk to the right. And then just stop when you feel like you can't go any further without your hips rotating. And then come back through the middle. And then back to center. Awesome. All right, let the chin fall toward the chest so you're nodding. And then release, and then nod again, nice and slow. I find when I do this, I can feel the muscles along the spine stretching, especially in the morning. Two more. Good. And let's soften the knees. So you rest your belly on your thighs, which feels kind of good. Come up to your fingertips and lift your head up a little bit. So maybe you can get parallel to the floor. So if nobody knew better, you may be like a little end table. Put a lamp shade on your head and you're good to go. We're going to slowly rise up from here. So you can take the tailbone, drop it a little bit more, and lift the head, and then just push off with the legs all the way up. Awesome. At the top, bring the arms up, clasp and stretch your whole body. Soften the knees, and then take a little bend to the right. Circle all the way over to the left. Through the middle. One more time around. When you get to the middle, let's reverse the direction. Go left first. All the way around. Couple times. Good for the back. Come back to center. Roll the arms back and around. Forward. You can cross the arms in front. Inhale, open up. Exhale. Stretch the chest one more time. Good. Inhale, swing the arms up. Exhale, throw them down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more time. And exhale. Inhale up. And let the arms swing until they quiet down by your sides. Good. All right, we are at the back end of the mat. What? I know. What's happening? All right, mountain pose. Ground in. Close your eyes or look downward. Check back in again. We'll find our breath if we've gotten off that pattern of breathing that we started with. Just feel a little bit warmer at this time. When you're ready to inhale, let's sweep the arms up overhead. We're going to swan dive down, excuse me, into our forward fold. Then we're going to walk our hands out. So you get to a point where you want to put your knees down, that's fine. We're going to walk the hands forward, crawling into your plank. Knees up or knees down. Hold here. Good. Nice long body. Belly lifted. One more breath. You can stay here and lower your belly down from here, or take it to the knees and lower down. Doesn't have to be pretty. Come up into your cobra, pressing into your hand. Just lift your chest a little bit off the mat. If you want to go to a high cobra and feel good about that, you can press yourself higher. Just remember to lift up your navel with you. And then if it feels good to look over the right shoulder, take a peek at the right shoulder, the foot, and then over to the left. Good. Back to center. Lower down. Press yourself back into child's pose. Inhale forward into cow. Exhale back into downward facing dog. Breathe here. Good. This time walk your feet forward as far as you can. Let yourself hang, grab your elbows. Make a figure 8 with your arms. One direction, and then the other. Good, come to center. Monkey pose or flat back halfway lift. Shoulders away from the ears. Knees slightly bent. Kind of like your seated pose that we did earlier. Your staff pose. Then soften the knees and we'll go into a chair. So remember to roll the shoulders back. Pull all of the energy, strength into your body so that the arms can just float up and hold. If you go any higher than parallel with the floor, the low back starts to get involved. So if you're finding that you go higher and you get that little curve in the back, tailbone starts to pop up, just try to tuck back into neutral. Hold here. Breathe. One more breath. Inhale, sweep. Exhale to your heart. Breathe here. One more inhale. One more exhale. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Drop into your chair pose. Option to stay here or twist to the right. You may stay here or take your left elbow and bring it toward your right thigh. Maybe you push into the outside of the right thigh, create a little deeper twist. Maybe you open up your arms. Lots of options. One more breath. Exhale, hands together. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, hold and stay. For those of you holding, hang tight. We'll be right with you. Twist to the left if you choose. Maybe the elbow finds the thigh. This side might be different. You explore a little bit. Open the hands maybe. Yeah, good. One more breath. Hands together. Come back to center. Press up. Fingertips to the sky. Release, exhale, hands to the hips. Open up the heart, lift the chest. And breathe. One more breath here. Release the hands. Roll the thumbs back. Mountain pose. Let's toe heel our feet a little wider. Maybe go to the edges of your mat. And then start to circle the hips all the way around the clock. Other direction. Good. Back to center. And then just side to side. Shake out the hips. Good. Forward, back. Not too aggressive on the forward part. Just watch your low back. Good. One more. And then back to center. All right, we're going to shift from side to side now using the feet. So you're going to go over to the right, pick up your left foot, come back over, pick up your right foot. So as you pick up the foot, you want to steady your balance over the supporting leg for just a moment, creating some momentum here, which helps you to be able to stop the momentum when needed. So you can create a little more challenge by really pushing off the opposite leg and then having to stop quickly when you get to the other side. Tai Chi in action with speed. I just made that up. That's not really true. Okay. All right, when you get over to the right side this next time, let's hold it. So push over to the right and hold. Bring your left foot behind you. Maybe your ankle's like, yeah, I'm not really feeling it today, and you have to put your big toe down. That's fine. If you feel confident, you want to lift it up, bring it up higher, and maybe go into your airplane pose. Maybe your arms are tired, and your hands go to your hips, or try a different position overhead. Bring the toes to center, so side by side, hands to the heart. A little more challenge. Bring the knee up, the left knee, and circle your foot. Again, it could be high or low knee. Other direction. Awesome. And then let's step the left foot wide again. Little shift side to side. Maybe you don't lift the feet quite yet. Shake this out. Right leg's going to get a break now. When you get back over to your left side, find your balance on your left leg. Airplane arms out. Again, foot can be lifted or toe down. Hold. Bring the leg behind you. Decide if you want to keep the arms or change them. Anything is fine. Get creative. Go a little deeper. Always finding that little edge that's challenging you, but still comfortably in that pose. Good. Come to center, legs side by side. Reposition. And then when you feel ready, you can lift the right knee up and circle the foot. Other direction. Nice. And then back to wide legs. Good. A little shift side to side. Back to center. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Forward fold. This time your feet are a little bit wider. Drop your tailbone a little bit down, bending the knees, and then press back up again. Bend the knees, press up. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Awesome. All right. You can drop your tailbone Hands can be on the floor, on the ankles. Maybe you're resting on your thighs and hold there. You can continue to drop. When I drop, my toes are going to go out to the side a little bit more because my calves are tight. I understand that and I honor it. I'm going to drop into garland pose. If you have a block, you can sit on your block, and that's pretty awesome. Jealous. So you can drop into your squat. Any version of this that's tolerable, okay? Maybe this is your water break time. All right. Hands go to the mat. Be careful. We're going to go into downward dog. So pressing the weight into the hands and then step back into your downward dog. Ooh, and shake those legs out. Awesome. One leg to the sky. Little wild thing for Tuesday morning. Bend the knee, open up, look underneath your right arm. Switch sides. Awesome. And back to center. Good. Inhale to plank. Exhale, knees up or knees down into crocodile. Lower the chest, the belly into the mat. Back into your cobra. Holding cobra. Elbows pulled into your sides. Little dragging feeling forward. If you want to go higher, you can. This time looking over the left shoulder first. And then the right shoulder. Good. Back to center. Lower yourself down. Bend your right knee. Bring your left forearm in front of your face. Press yourself up away from the mat. Reach back, see if you can grab your ankle. You could always pull your knee out to the right and then grab it and then drop back, if that helps. Good. Breathe here. If you want more stretch, really hold on to the ankle and then lower yourself down. Forehead can go on the forearm. And you can push your hips into the mat, especially the right one. Good. And release the right leg. Bring your right knee out to the side. So it's kind of like half happy baby or like half frog. So the knee is bent, and then you can push your right hip toward the mat, and you can rest on your hands. Yeah. Breathe here. Good. Draw the leg back to center. Come up onto your right forearm. Bend your left knee. Reach around, grab onto the foot. Any way necessary to grab it. Good. Press the hips into the mat. And square up, and then you can lower down even more if you need more stretch. You can lift the thigh off the mat if needed by pulling on the foot. Good. Two more breaths. Release the foot and then draw your left knee out to the side. That's not quite comfortable. Just stop where you feel like you're able to. You can even keep it more like fallen tree. Play with it a little bit. And breathe here. Good. And then bring the leg back to center. Resting your forehead on your hands. Bend both knees and just windshield wiper the legs side to side. Good. Back to center again. Curl the toes under as you place your legs long on your mat. Forehead is still on the hands. I'm going to lift just the knees off the mat. So my toes are curled, my knees are up, my hips are down, my head is down. Give the glutes a little squeeze. Lift up your right foot, maybe an inch or two off your mat. Leg is straight. So you're lifting through the glute. If you can get the leg up off the floor, even if you try, hopefully your glute engages. Lower it back down. Keep the knees lifted. And now lift the left leg up, pressing through the heel. Back of the knee is straight. Good. Switch again. Push through the heel. Lift the back of the knee. Breathing. One more time, switching. A lot of backside work today. One more breath. And lower down. You can rest your legs. Hands are going to come alongside the body, so palms are facing the sky. Roll the shoulders back and down. We're going to lift up through the chest, pulling the shoulder blades together. Head is in line with the spine. Just lifting up as high as you can comfortably. Breathing here. If you want more challenge, you can lift the hands and reach a little bit more toward the feet. You could also bring the arms, palms down out to the side. That's even harder. You can go goalpost arms. You could even go overhead, which is even harder. One more breath. And go ahead and rest. Turn to cheek. Rest on your mat. Come back to center. I have to stop you before anyone starts fading off into a nap. Okay, pull the shoulders back. It's really tempting in that position. Lift the chest off the mat. Pull the shoulders back and down. Anchor the feet. And again, you can change your arm position here if you want to try to go a little wider. A little further away from the body makes it a little bit more challenging. Overhead is even harder, maybe to a V, maybe to bent elbows. Squeeze those shoulder blades. Breathe. Good. Turn the other cheek and rest. Nice. One more breath. Bring the head back into neutral. Slide the elbows, forearms underneath the chest or next to the chest. Palms in front of the shoulders. We're going to press up through the triceps. So as you press into the mat, you come into your Sphinx pose. And then you can lift the elbows up a little bit and press into the palms. A little bit more of a cobra. And then lower down. Elbows touch back into Sphinx. And then press back up again into cobra. If that's too high, pressing up, you could just stop in Sphinx. And you can just press your hands into the mat like you're trying to imprint your hands into clay and down. Exhale, lift up. Good. Feel this in your triceps. Elbows are pulled in. Lower down. One more. Push. And lower. Awesome. Okay, one more thing on each side. We're going to do a little side plank today. So I'm going to put your forearm down underneath your chest and just roll onto your hip. So if my right arm's down, my right side is facing the mat. My legs are stacked. I'll give you lots and lots of options. So in this position, this is perfectly good. If you just push your rib cage away from the mat, you're going to get some engagement here and some action in the right side of the rib cage. You could also go up with the hips. You could go up with the top leg, okay? Or you could stack your legs to start. I like to split them, top leg in front, and then push up into a full side plank, okay? Pick your position and just hold and breathe. Nice and easy. Keep it gentle but challenging. Long neck. One more breath. Exhale and go ahead and sit that hip down. Come up into a mermaid style or a merman. Sorry, Chris. With the legs stacked here. And then take the right arm up and over, or the arm that you just worked on. Take that side up and over. So Diane, go with the other arm over, and Polly, you too. So your right arm stretches over to your left. Yeah. You can grab onto your legs with your left hand. There you go. Good. It's a good stretch on that side. All right, then we're just going to flip over to the other side. Find your side lying pose of choice. Same options. If you need more cushion, I forgot to mention this, you could always fold your mat and get some more cushion underneath the elbow. It makes it so much better. Okay, and then pick your plank. Go ahead and lift up. Breathe. Good, 2 more breaths. And then lower the hip down. Stack the knees, sort of, a little bit off kilter. Walk yourself up, and then take your left arm up and over, or the side that you were just stretching or working gets stretched now. Yeah. All right, go ahead and release. We're going to make our way onto our back side. So if you want to pull any blankets or any layers of clothing on at this time before you go down, or if you want to do any last pose before we start to relax into our final phase, go ahead and do that. We'll start with happy baby once we get down on the back. Relax in, back is nice and flat. Rock side to side. And come back to center. Nice big inhale, and then exhale, try to draw the knees in a little bit further downward toward the mat. Inhale, release a little bit. Exhale and draw downward. One more time, inhale. Exhale and draw in. Good. Release the feet, keep the knees, hug them in. Knees are wide. Bring the bottoms of the feet together. Grab the shins or the ankles, like you're in butterfly pose. You can press out a little bit with the elbows. Pull your feet in toward your belly button. Shoulders down, long neck. Maybe you grab your feet. If you start to grab the feet and the neck pops off of the mat, it might be a little too much. Just try to relax into this pose as best you can. Good. Return the feet to the mat. Got a couple options for this next one. I'm going to have you cross your right leg over the left. So you can keep the knees here with the feet on the floor and just take the knees over to the left side. Again, to where you're comfortable. Arms can go out to the side, palms up or palms down. You could also lift the feet off of the mat, draw them in tight into your belly, and then guide them over to the left. This will be a deeper stretch through the right glute and the low back. So wherever you can rest most comfortably, whichever pose feels better, choose that one. Good, one more breath. And we're just going to slide the legs down straight to release, stretch the body out long. Just to inhale, exhale here, and then draw the feet back to the mat and cross your left knee over the right. Again, taking the twist from the floor or from the knees into the body. Listen to your body and breathe here. And slowly bring the legs out long onto your mat and stretch the whole body one more time. Reach your left side longer, and then your right side, and then both even. And then arms down by your sides, shoulder blades under the back, palms up. Feet a little wide, and then just give your hips a little nice soft rock, side to side, a little quick rock. And then settling into the middle, into your Shavasana. Reconnecting with the breath. Where we shaved off the tails of the breath in the beginning, we're going to add them back in now. So making the inhale and exhale a little bit longer, signaling that it's time to rest. Allowing yourself to melt. Physical body melting away, allowing your practice to be a memory. Acknowledging anything that's bubbling up for you or the feeling in your body at this time. And perhaps setting an intention as we move forward out of the practice into the next phase of your day. When you're ready, you can start to add some movement to your toes and fingers, holding your intention in your heart. And then when you're ready, you can make your way onto your side. Your right or left side is fine. and resting there for a few breaths. Take your time. And then coming up to your seated posture. Grounding into the sits bones. Lifting up through the spine. Finding gratitude in this moment. Thanking yourself for being here, taking care of you. You bring your hands to your heart and together. Feel the palms, the warmth of the palms. Just taking a moment to rest here, to center. And thank you all for allowing me to lead you through your practice this morning. I wish you a wonderful rest of your day. Enjoy the rain. You know what they say, it brings the flowers that are coming soon. Namaste.